All right, good morning, everyone. I'm going to call to order the Code Enforcement Magistrate hearing for Martin County for February 18th, 2026 at 9 a.m. If you'll please rise, join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Great, be seated, please. And this morning we've got a pretty full docket. We've got some folks here. Take
Your Honor,
case
before we
first.
start, we have an application, if you would.
You do, sure.
Okay, on page 2, the first case ENF number 2025-120523, application to have it removed from the docket. It has complied.
Okay, and I see a note on my docket, on my copy, that it has been complied. Great. All right, very good. So we won't be hearing that case this morning. And thanks to Ms. Edwards for complying.
Thank you.
Okay, very good. All right, let's see. First case is case number ENF 2025-100511. And it's, the respondents are Adam Christopher Merck and Amber Lynn Opsing. And let's see, who's got this one? Ms. Switzer, you do. Okay, if you raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Okay. All right, so this is a violation case, and you folks are here for the case. So what's going to happen is we're going to hear from the county first. They're going to testify. And at the conclusion of their testimony, assuming they make what the law calls a prima facie case, meaning everything that they've said is useful and would lead me to believe that you're in violation, then I'm going to call you up and I'm going to swear you in, and you can present testimony, you can ask questions, you can, but actually doesn't help to ask them of me because I don't know anything other than what I'm hearing. But you can ask questions of the county. And then if it's just a question of something simple like I need more time or something like that, you can tell us that as well. And so that's how we proceed in all of our violation cases. And I'm going to ask Officer Switzer, whenever you're ready, go ahead and make your presentation.
My name is Kelly Switzer, and I've been sworn in. I'm a code compliance investigator for Martin County. The respondents, Adam Christopher Merck and Amber Lynn Opsings, is present. This case concerns a property at 7835 Southeast Fairchild Street, Hobe Sound, Florida 33455. This case was not generated from an anonymous complaint. According to the official records of the property appraiser of Martin County, the property owners are Adam Christopher Merck and Amber Lynn Opsings. A copy of the property appraiser's record of ownership is Exhibit 1. On October 17th, 2025, I inspected the
Your
property.
Honor, if I break in for a moment, we may have missed it, but I don't believe the witness was sworn in. She was? I'm sorry. Neither one of us are.
You know, I know it's the day after Mardi Gras, but, you know, I was awake enough to do that. Okay, we're good. Okay, thank you. Sorry.
That's okay. At the time, I photographed the property. The photographs accurately show what I saw then and is marked as Exhibits 2 and 3. So this is the shed. There's some boxes and stuff laying around. There's chairs, grill. There's decorations on the door. Exhibit 3 is just a farther picture of showing that the shutters are on the windows.
Shutters on windows. Yeah, that I see, and I see some of the material.
Yes. And Exhibit 4 is just my aerial of the property, showing that the shed is there. And based upon an investigation, I issued a notice of violation to Adam Christopher Merck and Amber Lynn Opsings on October 21st, 2025, and is marked as County's Exhibit 5. In the notice, I cited the following Martin County Code violations: Section 67.201A, nuisance declared weeds, undergrowth, General Ordinances, Martin County Code. Section 67.201B, nuisance declared trash, General trash, etc., General Ordinances, Martin County Code, and Section 21.121, openable windows, General Ordinances, Martin County Code. In the notice of violation, the respondent was given until November 12, 2025 to correct the violation and was informed of the need to contact Martin County Code Enforcement upon doing so. Compliance was not achieved, and a notice of hearing was issued by certified mail on December 23, 2025, and is marked as County's Exhibit 6. We also found a shed being lived in at the, and that a permit for a new mobile home had been issued. However, work had not yet started. Therefore, on January 6, 2026, an amended notice of violation was sent out to include the following Martin County Code, Section 3.11, Permitted Uses, Land Development Regulation, Martin County Code, and that is marked as County's Exhibit 7.
Okay.
An amended notice of hearing was also issued by certified mail on January 6, 2026, and that is marked as County's Exhibit 8. The return receipt was not received, therefore, on January 26, 2026, I posted the property and at the Martin County Administrative Building. The posting and affidavit of posting is marked as County's Exhibits 9 and 10. My affidavit. 9 and 10. Therefore, I went to the property again on February 17, 2026, and saw that the cited violations had been corrected, with the exception of 3.11 for permitted use. At the time I photographed the property, the photographs accurately show what I saw then and is marked as Exhibits 11 through 13. So the shutters are off, the grass has been cut, the trash is pretty much gone. However, there's a water filtration system there. There's an AC unit that was installed. So basically, I request that all of the county's exhibits be received into evidence. Based upon the testimony and evidence, I request that the respondent, Adam Christopher Merck and Amber Lynn Opsings, be ordered to comply with the cited provisions of the Martin County Code by March 31st, 2026, and if not in compliance by then, be required to pay a fine in the amount of $100 for each violation for every day the violation continues thereafter. The county has incurred a cost of in the amount of $575 conducting this investigation, and request that the county be reimbursed this amount at to the conclusion of today's hearing. This concludes my testimony.
All right. Just a sec. Let me ask you, have you actually seen anybody living in the?
I have not.
All right. So it's based primarily on the fact that it's got AC and water?
And, yeah, and it appeared to be lived in with the decorations and the grill in the front, chairs.
Okay, so some indicia of somebody occupying it?
Correct.
Okay, got it. All right. Okay, anything else?
No.
All right. All right, ma'am, come on up, or whoever's going to testify. All right. If you'll raise your right hand, do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God.
I do.
And your full name?
Amber Opsings, Amber Lynn Opsings.
And your address?
My address, 7856 Southeast Fairchild Way.
Okay. All right. So, Ms. Opsing, what do you have to tell me?
So I live directly across the street from the lot that we own
Okay.
at my parents' house in their spare bedroom. My husband, my daughter, who's 2.5, and myself. Because we live so close, we utilize the shed. I do my sewing in there. We have storage in the shed, and we're trying to grow a garden. But because we're building a house, so we have flowers outside. But we live at my parents' house. We eat, sleep, shower. There is an AC that's always been in there,
Yeah.
but there is no water. We're trying to get the well to work, but there is no water. There is no kitchen, no bathroom, no shower, nowhere to cook. We do all of our living at my parents' house, but we use the shed because we have access to it. We use it for recreation, things like that.
Okay, I'm looking at, let's see, the aerial, which is Exhibit 4. We can pull that up. You'll just take a look at that and tell me where do you live?
Do you see where the white box is? That's catty corner, like that, the white box. My parents' house is right there. We park our cars there because my parents' house has, only so much parking.
Okay, I'm looking for a white box, but,
Oh, so on the exhibit, so you see the blue square
yes?
directly across the street, like catty corner, where it says parcel number.
Across Fairchild?
Yeah, directly across
Okay, I
Fairchild.
see a boat, and I see what looks
The-
like a trailer,
Where the boat is,
yes?
that is directly across the street. We live one house over
To the,
to the.
which way?
I don't know my cardinal directions.
That would be
very
probably
well.
that would be to the east.
Okay,
So the corners of the lots touch each other, the very
gotcha,
corners.
okay.
So
Now-
it's so close that we use the lot
And
regularly.
there's no mobile home on the lot?
Not yet, but we are permitted to build the mobile home. We're just getting, we had to wait for a little bit for the septic.
Okay.
The septic's finally permitted. It's just taking a little bit longer than anticipated to get it put up.
All right. Well, interesting. The
And-
county is looking at what I would call indicia of occupancy
Mm-hmm.
because of what they saw in the beginning. But I'm not sure that I see proof of that.
Well, Your Honor, all it requires is a simple inspection. Look in the door. If there are no kitchen, no living facilities.
That's true. That would resolve.
And it would point out this is the first
Everything.
contact we've had with respondents, so we could have, straightened this out.
And actually, I would think that this may be one of those continuances where if I do that for 30 days, let the county come in and take a look. You open the door, they look, and they go, okay, good to go. In which case dismissed.
Okay.
The county would not object to a continuance.
Okay, all right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue this until the March hearing, which is on
The 18th?
the 18th of March. Okay, so I'm going to continue it to March 18th, and that's contingent on you allowing the county to come just inspect it, take a look. Interesting, because I've actually had one of these sheds that had AC in it.
Right.
I just bought it that way,
Yeah,
but that's
exactly.
the way it came.
Yeah.
Nothing else, so, yeah, it had an AC unit.
Has
so-
AC and electric, so it's, it's a useful little building, but it doesn't
Yeah.
have running water,
Okay,
doesn't
but you
have-
understand the county's concern.
Yeah,
I mean,
of
if it looks
course.
like somebody's living
Of
there.
course. Yeah, and it does,
particularly
it
with-
appears that way because we use it and we put chairs out there because where else should we put them, right? Like,
Well, I don't know.
of course. No, I totally understand.
Okay, all right. So it's going to continue to March 18th, contingent on an inspection by the county, and assuming that is everything as the way you say it is, then no problem. Otherwise, we're all going to be back here on March 18th. Now, let me just tidy one thing up. County had 12 exhibits. Any objection in any of those? The photos and the, yeah, okay. So without objection, I'm going to accept those into evidence, which means that I don't have to rehear the case. So if you show up and the county says, nah, they got toilets and showers and a
kitchenette.
stove in there, then I'm just going to make a ruling.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Very good. Good luck.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks for cleaning up the rest of the stuff.
No problem. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. You got, the next case says, oh, it also says OpSyncs on it. Okay. This is case number ENF 2025-100513, James OpSync Jr. Is that you, sir? Yes, ma'am, yes. Okay, good. All right. So you saw how we proceeded. We're going to do the exact same thing, apparently. Ms. Switzer, you got it.
Yes.
And you've been sworn in. Anything else? Okay. All right. Just checking. Just checking. All right.
My name is Kelly Switzer, and I've been sworn in. I'm a code compliance investigator for Martin County. The respondent, James OpSync Jr., is present. This case concerns a property at 7826 Southeast Fairchild Street in Hobesound, Florida, 33455. This case was not generated from an anonymous complaint. According to the official records of the property appraiser of Martin County, the property owner is James Opsink, Jr. A copy of the property appraiser's record of ownership is Exhibit 1. On October 17, 2025, I inspected the property and found a vacant lot with a Connex box, a van on the property, along with overgrowth. At the time, I photographed the property, and the photographs accurately show what I saw then and is marked as county's Exhibits 2 and 3. So you can see there's some overgrowth in the back. There's the van in question. There's the Connex box that was on the property. And then 4 is going to be my aerial of the property,
Okay.
showing that it's a vacant lot. Based upon the investigation, I issued a notice of violation to James Opsink Jr. on October 21st, 2025, and is marked as County's Exhibit 5. In the notice, I cited the following Martin County Code violation: Section 67.201A, nuisance declared weeds, undergrowth, general ordinances, Martin County Code, and Section 3.11 for permitted uses, land development regulation, Martin County Code. In the notice of violation, the respondent was given until November 12, 2025 to correct the violation and was informed of the need to contact Martin County Code Enforcement upon doing so. Compliance was not achieved, and a notice of hearing was issued by certified mail on December 23, 2025, and is marked as County's Exhibit 6. The return receipt was not received. Therefore, on January 26, 2026, I posted the property and at the Martin County Administrative Building. The posting and affidavit of posting are marked as Exhibits 7 and 8. There's 7, the posting, and my affidavit of posting. No call or letter from the owner was received within the time allowed. Therefore, I went to the property again on February 17, 2026, and saw that the cited violation had not been corrected. At the time, I photographed the property, and the photographs accurately saw what I saw then, and is marked as County's Exhibits 9 and through 11. So there's along the property line. There's still some overgrowth along the fence. 10 is the Connex box again. And it's, the van's gone, but there's a trailer now being stored. I request that all the county's exhibits be received into evidence, and based upon the testimony and evidence, I request that the respondent, James Opsink Jr., be ordered to comply with the cited provisions of the Martin County Code by March 31st, 2026, and if not in compliance by then, be required to pay a fine in the amount of $100 for each violation for every day the violations continue thereafter. The county has incurred a cost in the amount of $575 conducting this investigation, and requests that the county be reimbursed this amount at the conclusion of today's hearing. And that concludes my testimony.
Okay. All right, Mr. Opsink, come on in. You'll raise your right hand. You swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
And your full name, sir?
James Byron Opsings.
And your
Jr.
address?
What's that?
Your address.
850 Southeast Streamlet Avenue, Port St. Lucie, Florida.
Okay. All right. You've seen the county's evidence, 1 through 11.
Yeah, I didn't. I'm here for more answers or anything. 'Cause I didn't know that
Okay.
I couldn't put anything on that lot when
All
I
right.
purchased it, because for the last 15 years that my parents lived there next door,
Gotcha.
the lot's it's had abandoned vehicles on it for 15 years.
Okay.
So when I actually purchased it, everything was cleaned off, and I mean, there's a trailer and one of my work vans were there, and it's not when my van wasn't being stored, I would just park it there occasionally when I wasn't using it.
All right, what about the Connex
The
box?
Connex, the gentleman next door got foreclosed on by the county, and he had that Connex on his property, and he drug it in the middle of the road. The pictures show it in the middle of the road.
I do?
Yeah, one of her exhibits. I don't know what exhibit it was. That's actually in the road. That's actually in the middle of the road. So, and I contacted the gentleman that owns it, and he said he couldn't move it. So basically, I claimed it.
So it's not on,
That picture is not on. That picture is actually in the middle of the road. I actually moved it on my lot. That aerial is from years ago. None of those. That's how the lot used to look.
yeah. Okay.
I actually drug the Connex on my lot recently because I claimed it, not knowing that I couldn't put a Connex on there, just
Okay.
for. But that Connex was for 6 months. It was since I purchased the lot. For 6 months, it was sitting in the middle of the road.
Let me ask the county, do you all, what year is that exhibit, the aerial?
The aerial, I'm actually, I'd have to look it up.
And can we look at the latest aerial?
This would have been the latest aerial.
This one?
Yes.
Okay, so we don't know what,
Yeah.
Year it is.
2025 is the last updates that we
Okay,
have for our
so
aerials.
but that could have been any time in
Yeah, I purchased it
2025?
in July, I think. I purchased a lot in July.
Okay.
And that's
All right.
about what it looked like in, when I purchased it.
So let me ask you this, and just to tidy things up again, there's 11 exhibits. Any
Sure,
objection
sure.
to any of those?
Well, she had an exhibit that showed the property line that had a bunch of undergrowth. That's not my property.
Let's look at that.
That is
9?
that is my property. Where that floor jack's at.
Yep.
I own to the middle of that where the dirt road is at. I own to the middle of the dirt road. Everything to the right is not mine. That's the
So
that owner there. Where that floor jack is at.
So the fence is on somebody else's
The fence is that's yeah,
property?
from the middle of that road to the right is somebody else's property. I own from the middle of the road to the left.
Okay. All right, let's see if that. The aerial, just expand that aerial a little bit. Are we talking about that road being at the top of that aerial?
Yeah, exactly. There, if you look to the
Okay.
to the left is obviously the dead end.
All
And
right.
yeah.
County doesn't think you even own that much.
Yeah, on my survey, it shows the middle of the road.
And is it a county road?
No, it's a private road.
Private?
Yeah.
And who owns the road? The neighbor next door?
Yes. Where that floor jack is at, that floor jack's actually on his property.
Is that on the picture? Is that if you look at the top of that picture, there's a little,
There is something there. I don't know what that is, but that could be it. I'm not even sure. I don't know if it's been there that long. That's about where it was at on the
I don't
picture,
think that
though.
was there when I was out there. But the Connex box was kind of hindering
Yeah,
that
on
part
the
of it.
Connex box was sitting actually, you see about where that white vehicle's at on the top right corner where the blue box is at? That
Yeah.
Connex was sitting there, catty corner in that road, right where that car was at for 6 months.
and now is it still there?
No, I actually contacted the guy that got foreclosed on, and he said he had no way to move it, so I drug it on my property.
The Connex-
Yeah, the Connex box is still there, but
It's-
now
it's on his
it's on
property.
my property now. The Connex box is actually all the way on my property.
That's in my Exhibit 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it. That's where it's sitting right now.
That's in Exhibit
Yeah.
10. Gotcha.
That was moved as of recently. But
Looks like you might have gotten yourself a Connex box.
I know, but I can't keep it, so
That's true.
yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
That's my whole thing. Is I didn't know that I couldn't do that. From the research that I've done, I was under the impression that I can keep a registered vehicle there, not a Connex.
Not on a vacant lot.
Yeah, that's why I wasn't aware of that.
Okay.
So,
Let's do this. Without objection, I'm going to accept into evidence the county's exhibits 1 through 11. And based upon the evidence, I'm going to find that I do see certainly the permitted use violation. And I'm looking, show me, Ms. Switzer, if you will, where you see weeds and overgrowth.
It was just mostly around the edges of the property, along
Okay.
the fence line.
So not much, just.
No, not much. There was more when I.
That's a weed
I
whacker.
hired,
Yes,
I
correct.
hired a landscape company when I bought the property. He comes here every 2 weeks,
Well-
and he weed eats my side of the fence.
Yeah. he
The
needs
fence
to-
is actually on my property line. The fence is my property line. So to weed eat the other side, I'd
Wait a
have to
minute.
go.
Which fence is your property line?
You see where those weeds are growing right now to the right? You see that
Yes,
fence?
I do.
Yeah, that's my property line.
So the chain link.
The chain link
piece
fence.
of
Yeah.
it. Well, maybe you can do a little better job.
Well, no, I didn't. He's actually supposed to look better now, but the neighbor's supposed to clean that up, but
All right.
he started cleaning it up.
I'm going to find that it does exist, and it sounds like you'll get it handled. momentarily, if you haven't already.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay, but the Connex box got to go, and anything else that, looks like there's a piece of drainage pipe or something sitting out there.
yeah, that was we used the to move the Connex box on.
Okay, so maybe that, yeah, it's got to go as well. All right, okay. I'm going to find that violations as charged do exist on the property, and I'm going to order you to comply by the end of March, March 31st, 2026, failing which you'd be able to fine in the amount of $100 per violation per day. Now, the tough part is, to get us all here, I am going to award costs in the amount of $575 to be paid to the county at the conclusion of this hearing. What that means is, we all had to be here to hear.
How long do I
this.
gotta pay that?
Well, it's actually due when I sign the order. You pay it as quickly as you can get it paid, okay? Because otherwise, the county records a copy of the order, it becomes a lien on your don't do that, don't take it that far. So, I mean, you can talk to the staff about what that ultimately means, but, and how long it takes them. So, but yes, get it paid. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and enter the order, and we'll get a copy out to you shortly. All right. Nope, that's the wrong order. This is the right order. Okay. All right, good luck, and keep that Connex box off your property.
Thank you.
All right. Take. Okay. I'm sorry, which case? Number 2, Stevens, okay, I'll find it. That's the order. That one. All right, we've got Mr. Stevens here. I'll take your case next. It's ENF 2025 100-10501, and Donald C. and Susan Stevens are the respondents. Hi, Mr. Stevens. We're going to, this is a violation case, so we're going to hear from the county first, and then after that, I'll swear you in. You're welcome to stand there and look at that monitor, or you can sit down and watch one of the other monitors, wherever you're comfortable. You good?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, Mr. Carrasco, Officer Carrasco is going to testify. I'm going to hear her first. And this, you were a little bit late, so you didn't hear my spiel, which is that assuming the county makes what the law calls a prima facie case, meaning I can use everything that she's presented as evidence and find you responsible, find you guilty of the violation, then the burden flips to you. You can make a presentation, you can ask for more time if that's all it is. Whatever it turns out that you need to tell me, okay, at that point. Let's hear from Officer Carrasco, and we'll go from there, okay? You raise your right hand. Actually, you can both raise your right hands. I'll swear you in it now. Do you both swear that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
I do.
Okay, very good. Ms. Carrasco, go ahead.
My name is Deborah Carrasco, and I have been sworn in. I'm a code compliance investigator from Martin County. Respondent Donald C. Stevens and Susan C. Stevens. Donald is present. The case concerns the property at 1901 Southwest St. George Street in Stuart, Florida, in Martin County, Florida. This case was not generated from an anonymous complaint. According to the official records of the property appraiser of Martin County, the property owners are Donald C. Stevens and Susan Stevens. A copy of the property appraiser's record of ownership is County's Exhibit 1. On October 7th, 2025, I inspected the property. At that time, I observed overgrown grass, trash, and an inoperable vehicle. The was since removed from the property. So again, on October 7th, 2025, I photographed the property. The photographs accurately show what I saw then and are marked as county's exhibits 2 through 4. This vehicle back here is the in-up that was removed.
Okay.
That's no longer an issue. And then you can just see from the other photo that the grass was
So,
overgrown.
let's see, 3 was just a door tag,
Yep.
right? Okay,
Correct.
and then 4
It's
is...
just showing the grass.
Yep. Okay. I see it.
Due to a clerical error, I had to reissue the NOV and the NTA, both amended to include his wife. Based on the investigation, I issued an amended NOV to Donald C. Stevens and Susan Stevens on February 2nd, marked as County's Exhibit 5. In the notice, I cited the following Martin Code violations: 67.201A, nuisance declared weeds, undergrowth, general ordinances of Martin County Code, and Section 67.201B, nuisance declared trash, general ordinances of Martin County Code. In the amended notice of violation, the respondent was given an immediate compliance date to correct the violation and was informed of the need to contact Martin County Code Enforcement upon doing so. Compliance was not achieved, and the amended notice of hearing, Let me go to the amended notice of hearing, was issued by certified mail. This is the NTA. Or the NOV. That's the NOV.
There we go.
Yep.
And that's 5.
5, and
Then
Exhibit 6 is the notice of
your
hearing.
Notice
Yep.
of hearing. Gotcha.
So the amended notice of hearing was issued by certified mail on February 2nd, 2026, marked as County's Exhibit 6.
Good.
The return receipt was not received. On February 5th, I posted the property and the Martin County Admin Building. The affidavit of posting is marked as County's Exhibit 7. No call or letter from the property owner was received within the time allowed. On February 13th, I did go to the property and noticed that the grass violation had been corrected, so the grass was cut. Exhibit 8 shows what I saw then. The grass was cut. February 17th, 2026, I photographed the property. The photograph accurately shows what I saw and is marked as County's Exhibit 9. And that is... Same.
Funny, 8 and 9 show us the same, are they?
Correct.
No, yours is different. When I pull it up over here, it's,
Okay, so it should show just the front,
okay.
if I can zoom it in.
All right, and what is to the left of the house?
So I'm looking here, and I saw like a tire or something over there,
Okay,
and then all this wood and
yep.
this pile here.
And then on the left, on the other side of the house, what are we looking at there? Looks like a blue barrel of some sort.
Oh, over here?
Yeah.
Yeah. All that, my main focus was right here, but
Okay.
yes, there is the barrel, and I think these are picked up, the pieces of wood there.
All right.
So I request that all of the county's exhibits be received into evidence based on the testimony and evidence. I request that the respondent, Donald C. Stevens and Susan Stevens, be ordered to comply with the cited provisions of the Martin County Code by March 31st, 2026, and if not in compliance by then, be required to pay a fine in the amount of $100 for every day the violation continues thereafter. The county has incurred the cost in the amount of $575 conducting this investigation, and requests that the county be reimbursed this amount at the conclusion of today's hearing.
All right, Mr. Stevens, you've been sworn in. What have you got to tell me?
Well, sir, I've lived there just short of 20 years. And I have always done my utmost to keep the property up to not only county standards, but my own. I had some I had some unfortunate health issues. Back around November. In fact, I was hospitalized right before Thanksgiving. And it just took me a little bit longer to meet the requirements. You know, I got everything done. I got all the grass cut.
I see that, but there's still some stuff outside that probably
No.
doesn't belong there.
I mean, I certainly can take care of that. That's not a problem. You know, I'm not even exactly sure. You know, what needs to be done, but it can't be too much.
Okay.
I'm more than willing to go out to the property and show him because this is the first time I've spoken to him.
Okay. Yeah, that's another issue, and I would tell anybody that, either you, Mr. Stevens, or anybody at home, if you get a notice of violation from the county, one of the really smart things you can do is pick up the phone and find out, you know, what are we talking about here? Because, I mean, one, that saves a whole bunch of time, and it saves you money. The fact that you're here and the fact that I'm seeing things that aren't supposed to be stored outside leads me to believe that there is a violation, and if that's, you know, I'm going to probably rule in the county's favor, which means that it's subjection to a cost in the amount of $575, which you could have avoided, if not entirely, partially, by stipulating an agreement with the county, saying, okay, I'll clean it up by whatever date. But now we're here, and so I don't have that kind of latitude, and I'm looking at their exhibits 1 through 9. I'm assuming there's no objection to any of that. It's just is what it is. So without objection, I'm going to accept those into evidence. Based upon the evidence, I'm going to find that a violation is still remaining on the property. It's great that you got the grass cut. That's important too. But I'm going to order you to comply by the end of March 31st, failing which there'll be a fine in the amount of $100 per day. So you want to be in close touch with Officer Carrasco.
Okay.
If she doesn't have your, phone and email, make sure that before you leave, you swap those numbers and addresses, just so you can be in touch with her directly. And she's already offered to come out and walk the property with you, tell you what needs to be, put away. So, all right. Now, so unfortunately, I am going to award costs in the amount of $575 to be paid to the county at the conclusion of this hearing. And just as I told Mr. Opsink before you, it's due and payable now, but you pay it as soon as you can get it paid, okay? All right. And I'm sorry for your illness. I hope that all works itself out. And hopefully this is not anything more than a bump in the road, okay?
Okay.
All right. And we'll get a copy of that to you as well. Actually, I'm handing you that order to Ms. Bradley. She'll get it to you right before you leave, if you just wait a second.
Okay.
All right. Let's see. There's no other specially set cases, when I don't see anybody else out here. Mr. Stevens, if you just have a seat for a second, we'll get that to you. All right, so we're back at the top of the docket. Okay, so the next case is Brian Penrod. It's case number ENF 2025-090574. And Officer Crosco, you've got that one as well. And you've been sworn in, so whenever you're ready.
My name is Deborah Carrasco, and I have been sworn in. I'm a code compliance investigator for Martin County. The respondent, Brian Penrod, is not present. The case concerns the property at 899 Southwest 34th Street, Palm City, Florida, Martin County, Florida. This case was not generated from an anonymous complaint. According to the official records of the property appraiser of Martin County, the property owner is Brian Penrod. A copy of the property's appraiser's
take
record
your
of
time.
ownership is County's Exhibit 1.
I'm just observing, you're all over the place. This is like two ends of the county.
I apologize.
All right, go ahead. So door hanger, Exhibit 1.
Well, this is the property appraiser's record of
Oh,
ownership.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Door-
Okay.
It's Exhibit 2. Go ahead.
On September 25th, 2025, I inspected the property. At that time, I observed shutters on the home and a fence in disrepair. At that time, I photographed the property. The photograph accurately shows what I saw and are marked as County's Exhibits 2 through 4. That's the door hanger.
What, oh, all right, so that's 2. 3 is the shutters and
Yes.
the stuff outside.
Yep.
What's 4?
And the fence. So we're looking at the fence here as well.
Yeah,
So 2 through 4.
okay, what is 4?
The fence.
Oh, the
The
fence,
holes in the
okay.
fence and the missing pieces.
Yep, I see it.
Okay.
5,
I did a reinspect on 10/3 of 25, and the shutters had been removed. Exhibit 5 shows the shutters have been removed.
okay.
Based on the investigation, I issued a notice of violation to Brian Penrod and John Lithcomb on October 20th, 2025, marked as County's Exhibit 6 in the cited violation. In the notice, I cited the following Martin County Code violations. Section 21.99, Accessory Structures, General Ordinances of Martin County Code.
Let's see, it's John
I'm sorry.
Linthicum, too.
In the notice of violation, the respondents were given until November 3rd to correct the violations and were informed of the need to contact Martin County Code Enforcement upon doing so. Compliance was not achieved, and a notice of hearing was issued by certified mail on January 20th, 2026, and is marked as County's Exhibit 7. The return receipt was not received on February 5th. I posted the property and the Martin County Admin Building. The affidavit of posting is marked as County's Exhibit 8. On January 9th, 2026, the owner, Brian Penrod, agreed to sign a stipulation and agreed final order. When he agreed to sign the stipulation agreement, he then told me the property was solely in his name, and that was reflected in County's Exhibit 1. I need to go back to that.
Okay,
I request that all of the county's exhibits be received into evidence based upon the testimony and evidence. I request that the respondent Brian Penrod be ordered to comply with the cited provisions of Martin County Code by April 20th, 2026, and if not in compliance by then, be required to pay a fine in the amount of $100 for every day the violation continues thereafter. That concludes my testimony.
Did the stipulation actually get entered? Yeah, I've got it in front of me.
You have
Sorry,
it.
I do.
Yes, you have the original
And
copy.
did he pay the $350 in costs?
He
Okay.
did.
All right, so that's good. Okay. Sorry, got it. That's paid. All right, so let's see. Stipulation entered into by Brian Penrod. So Mr. Linthicum doesn't have anything to do with the
Correct,
property
which is
anymore.
why I
Okay.
showed the
All right.
ownership.
And is there, okay, I see the quitclaim deed entered 15th of October.
Yeah.
Right, and Mr. Penrod agrees to comply by April 26th, or 20th, actually. 20th, sorry. Failing which he'll pay $105 a fine, and he's paid $350 in costs. Okay. Stipulation is signed by Brian Penrod, and on behalf of himself and Ms. Carrasco on behalf of the county. I'm going to find that it's appropriate to enter the agreed order in this case. And if I didn't already do it, I'm going to accept into evidence the county's exhibits 1 through 8 in this case.
Thank you.
All righty, thank you. Good, thanks. That's a step. Okay, next one is Penny Jackson is the respondent. It's ENF 2025-100502. And Ms. Switzer, you've got that one. You've already been sworn in, so whenever you're ready.
My name is Kelly Switzer, and I've been sworn in. I'm a code compliance investigator for Martin County. The respondents, Penny Jackson and Dennis Howell, are not present. This case concerns the property at 7886 Southeast Fairchild Street, Hobesound, Florida 33455. This case was not generated from an anonymous complaint. According to the official records of the property appraiser of Martin County, the property owners are Penny Jackson and Dennis Howell. A copy of the property appraiser's record of ownership is County's Exhibit 1. On October 17, 2025, I inspected the property, and at the time, I observed a home with trash and debris and overgrowth. At the time, I photographed the property, and the photographs accurately show what I saw then, and is marked as County's Exhibits 2 and 3. So this is the side of the home. There's quite a bit of overgrowth. There's debris scattered around, and Exhibit 3 is the other side of the home with more overgrowth, more debris. Based upon the investigation, I issued a notice of violation to Penny Jackson and Dennis Howell on October 20th, 2025, and is marked as County's Exhibit 4. In the notice, I cited the following Martin County Code violations: Section 67.201A, nuisance declared, weeds, undergrowth, general ordinances, Martin County Code, and Section 67.201B, nuisance declared trash, etc., general ordinances, Martin County Code. In the notice of violation, the respondent was given until November 10th, 2025 to correct the violation, and was informed of the need to contact Martin County Code Enforcement upon doing so. Compliance was not achieved, and a notice of hearing was issued by certified mail on December 23rd, 2025, and is marked as County's Exhibit 5. The return receipt was not received. Therefore, on January 26, 2026, I posted the property and at the Martin County Administrative Building. The posting and the affidavit of posting are marked as County's Exhibits 6 and 7. My posting and my affidavit. The property owner contacted me and was working on cleaning up the property. Therefore, I went to the property again on February 17, 2026, and saw that the cited violations had not been corrected. At the time, I photographed the property, and the photographs accurately show what I saw then and is marked as County's Exhibits 8 through 10. She's done some, but not enough, not everything. There's some more trash on the side of the home. She's cleared out some of the trash on the east side of the home, but there's still quite a bit remaining, along with some overgrowth in the back. And then 10 is another angle of the east side. And there's
Okay.
trash. I request that all of the county's exhibits be received into evidence, and based upon the testimony and evidence, I request that the respondent, Penny Jackson and Dennis Howell, be ordered to comply with the cited provisions of the Martin County Code by March 31st, 2026, and if not in compliance by then, be required to pay a fine in the amount of $100 for each violation for every day the violations continue thereafter. The county has incurred a cost in the amount of $575 conducting this investigation, and requests that the county be reimbursed this amount at the conclusion of today's hearing. And this concludes my testimony.
Okay, did you have any contact with them?
She called me as I was walking out the door to come
Yeah.
here.
Uh-huh.
She said she was having car problems, and couldn't get down.
Okay.
That was, prior to that, I had maybe a month and a half ago, I had spoken to her.
So she's aware of the violations, obviously.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Now property is owned by this couple as husband and wife. So he's got some responsibility as well. All righty. So anybody here on behalf of either Dennis Hole or Penny Jackson? Looking out, seeing no one. Without objection, I'm going to accept into evidence the county's exhibits 1 through 10 in this case. Based upon that evidence, I'm going to find that violations as charged do exist on the property in order compliance on or before March 31st, 2026, failing which a fine in the amount of $100 per violation per day will accrue, and I'll further award costs in the amount of $575 to be paid to the county at the conclusion of this hearing. And it is ordered. Okay. All right. Let's see, the next one is the Griffiths case. And it's ENF 2025-100517, and the respondent is Jennifer Annette Griffiths. And that's also your case,
Yes.
Ms. Switzer, if you'll, whenever you're ready, go ahead.
Okay. My name is Kelly Switzer, and I've been sworn in. I'm a code compliance investigator for Martin County. The respondent, Jennifer Annette Griffiths, is not present and has entered into a stipulation of agreement. This case concerns a property at 7906 Southeast Fairchild Street in Hobe Sound, Florida, 33455. This case was not generated from an anonymous complaint. According to the official records of the property appraiser of Martin County, the property owner is Jennifer Annette Griffiths. A copy of the property appraiser's record of ownership is Exhibit 1. On October 17, 2025, I inspected the property, and at the time, I observed tall trash and tall grass and a shed in disrepair. At the time, I photographed the property, and the photographs accurately show what I saw then, and is marked as County's Exhibits 2 and 3. So this is the shed in disrepair, and you can see behind the shed, there's some tall grass along the edge of the property. And then again, this is the trash. There was a mobile home that was previously demolished, and this is the leftover debris from the demo of the home. And then the trash and grass in the back. Based upon the investigation, I issued a notice of violation to Jennifer Annette Griffiths on October 21st, 2025, and is marked as County's Exhibit 4. In the notice, I cited the following Martin County Code violations: Section 67.201B, nuisance declared trash, etc., General Ordinances, Martin County Code. Section 21.99, accessory structures, General Ordinances, Martin County Code, and Section 67.201A, nuisance declared weeds, undergrowth, General Ordinances, Martin County Code. In the notice of violation, the respondent was given until November 12, 2025 to correct the violations and was informed of the need to contact Martin County Code Enforcement upon doing so. Compliance was not achieved, and a notice to appear was issued by certified mail on December 23, 2025, and is marked as County's Exhibit 5. The return receipt was not received, therefore, on January 6, 2026, I posted the property and at the Martin County Administrative Building. The posting and the affidavit of posting is marked as County's Exhibit 6 and 7. My posting and my affidavit.
Okay. And then that posting photo 6, is the shed gone?
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
The debris from the shed is remaining.
Still there?
Correct.
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay. The property owner took the shed down and the overgrowth was cleared. However, the debris from the shed still remains. The owner needed more time, so she entered into a stipulation of agreement. I request that all of the county's exhibits be received into evidence, and based upon the testimony and evidence, I request that the respondent Jennifer Annette Griffiths be ordered to comply by the cited provisions of the Martin County Code by April 30th, 2026, and if not in compliance by then, be they have to pay a fine in the amount of $100 for every day the violation continues thereafter. The agreed fees of $350 have been paid in full, and this concludes my testimony.
Okay. All right, and looking at the stipulation, it recites exactly what you've testified to. And that it is signed by Jennifer Griffiths on behalf of herself and Ms. Switzer on behalf of the county. I'm going to find, based upon the evidence, 1 through 7, which I'm going to accept into evidence, and I'm going to find that it is appropriate to enter the agreed order in compliance on or before April 30th, 2026, failing which a fine in the amount of $100 per day will accrue, and note for the record that $350 has been paid to the county.
Thank you.
So ordered. Okay. All right. Okay, let's see. Next one is the Barber case, and it's ENF 2025-09-0309, and the respondent is Chester Harvey Barber. And Officer Espia, you're going to testify if you'll raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Okay, whenever you're ready.
My name is Maria Espea, and I have been sworn in. I'm a senior code compliance investigator for Martin County. The respondent, Chester Harvey Barber, is not present. This case concerns a property at 4854 Southeast Grouper Avenue in Stuart, Florida, in Martin County, Florida. This case was not generated from an anonymous complaint. According to the official records of the property appraiser of Martin County, the property owner is Harvey Chester Barber. A copy of the property appraiser's record of ownership is County's Exhibit 1. On September 23, 2025, I inspected the property. At that time, I observed high grass in some areas of the property. At that time, I photographed the property. The photographs accurately show what I saw then, marked as County's Exhibits number 2 and 3. 2, you could see high grass throughout the front right side, some on the side.
Okay.
3, a large amount here and throughout the fence line, and some right here on the side of what appears to be maybe a shed. Based upon the investigation, I issued a notice of violation to the owner on September 29, 2025, marked as County's Exhibit number 4. In the notice, I cited the following Martin County Code violation: Section 67.201A, nuisance declared weeds, undergrowth, General Ordinances, Martin County Code. In the notice of violation, the respondent was given until October 13, 2025 to correct the violation and was informed of the need to contact Martin County Code Enforcement upon doing so. On October 1st, 2025, the owner called me and stated that he began to correct the violation and would finish as soon as possible. I did a follow-up inspection on October 28th. The property was not in compliance and also had new violations. All the windows had shutters, and also the house numbers were missing. The follow-up photos are marked as County's Exhibits number 5 and 6. So on 5, you could still see the same exact violations on the grass. You see from a distance the shutters, they're clear shutters. Number 6, again, clear shutters.
Okay.
And there's still, you could see the grass behind here. An amended notice of violation was mailed to the owner on October 30th, 2025. In this amended notice of violation, I added Section 21.121.2, openable windows, General Ordinances, Martin County Code, and Section 4.769, site addressing, Land Development Regulations, Martin County Code. The amended notice of violation is marked as County's Exhibit number 7. Compliance was not achieved, and a notice of hearing was issued by certified mail on December 30th, 2025, and is marked as County's Exhibit number 8. Due to a clerical error, the hearing was amended and moved to today's hearing. The amended notice to appear is marked as County's Exhibit Number 9. The return receipt was not received, therefore, on January 15th, 2026, I posted the property in the Martin County Admin Building. The posting at the property and the affidavit of posting are marked as County's Exhibits 10 and 11. This is the posting, and you could see that the number violation was corrected. And the affidavit of posting is Exhibit Number 11. No call or letter from the property owner was received within the time allowed. Therefore, I went back to the property again on February 17, 2026, and saw that the cited violations had not been corrected. At that time, I photographed the property. The photographs accurately show what I saw then and are marked as County's Exhibits 12 through 15. 12 is grass. You can see the shutters as well. 13, you can see all the shutters. 14th is a close-up where you could see that the grass still remains high in the back area and along the fence line. And 15 is just the front. Here's grass underneath the window and all the shutters again.
Is the home occupied?
It appears to be. The car comes and goes. When
Okay.
I posted it, there was a chair outside. It seems to be occupied.
Okay.
I requested all of the county's exhibits be received into evidence. Based upon the testimony and evidence, I request that the respondent be ordered to comply with the cited provisions of the Martin County Code by March 31st, 2026, and if not in compliance by then, be required to pay a fine in the amount of $100 per violation for every day the violations continue thereafter. The county has incurred a cost in the amount of $575 conducting this investigation and request that the county be reimbursed this amount at the conclusion of today's hearing.
All right, now I'm looking, I know you cited Chester Harvey Barber, but I'm looking at the order, the order of summary administration that's attached to it, and Harvey Chester Barber, apparently senior, is deceased. But then when you look at the order, it also says that Gloria Alice Barber has a life estate in the property, and then the remainder interest is with Richard Newell Barber, Charles Newell Barber, and Chester Harvey Barber. So if you've been in touch with someone,
With
it
one of
is
them, yes.
Chester.
I believe his name was Chester.
Okay,
yes.
so in that case, it's probably the son, but Chester is only one of the remaindermen in this case. And he may speak for them, and let's see, doesn't really say who the order was delivered to, or who prepared the order of summary administration, I don't think. Let's see. No, it was the petition of all of them. So, okay, well, you've got one of the group, which I
Yeah.
think is sufficient.
Yeah, well, we basically go off what the PA gives. That's what the ordinance requires. It just has the one name.
Yeah.
The order of summary administration, I believe, is dated back in the 90s sometime. So it's altogether possible that
Yeah,
this-
87.
Yeah, so he may be the sole remaining, he may have bought them out as anything, but
Maybe.
according to the property, and it's also confusing because the decedent and the remainder man have the
Same-
same name, just in
same
a
name.
different order. One is
Yeah.
Harvey Chester, one is Chester Harvey.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
So it's quite confusing, but based on the PA as the ordinance required, we just cited the one.
Although if this is the last indicia of ownership, it's really kind of interesting to see who is out there. You're in contact with Chester,
Correct.
and I think that's legally sufficient. He is one of the owners,
Yes.
and so I think you're okay. Okay, all right. So anybody here on behalf of Chester Harvey Barber or any of the other Barber family? Looking out, seeing no one. Without objection, I'm going to accept into evidence the county's exhibits 1 through 15 in this case. And Based upon that evidence, I'm going to find that violations as charged do exist on the property. I'm going to order compliance on or before March 31st, 2026, failing which a fine in the amount of $100 per violation per day will accrue. And I'll further award costs in the amount of $575 to be paid to the county at the conclusion of this hearing.
Thank you.
It is so ordered. Okay. Next. Good morning. All right, next, the next case on the docket is the one that was complied that we talked about in the beginning. So now we've got the PGA Alcamina Flow LLC case. It's ENF 2025 110167001. PGA Alcamina Flow LLC, and Officer Joseph, you're going to testify. If you raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Very good. That was the correct answer. Okay. Whenever you're ready.
My name is Michael Joseph, and I've been sworn in. I am a code compliance investigator for Martin County. The respondent, PGA Alcamia Flow LLC, is not present. This case concerns the property at 1329 Northwest Antoc Avenue, Stuart, Florida, 34994 in Martin County, Florida. This case was not generated from anonymous complaint. According to the official records of the property appraiser of Martin County, the property owner is PGA Alcamia Flow LLC. Copy of the property appraiser's record of ownership is County's Exhibit 1. November 14th, 2025, I inspected the property. At the time, I observed high grass and weeds throughout the property. A door tag was left to cut all high grass and weeds within 7 days. At that time, I photographed the property. The photograph accurately shows what I saw then, or is marked as County's Exhibits 2 and 3. High grass. And more high grass.
Okay, got it.
Based upon the investigation, I issued a notice of violation to PGA Alcamia Flow LLC on December 3rd, 2025, marked as County's Exhibit 4. In the notice, I cited the following Martin County Code violation: Section 67201A, nuisance declared weeds, undergrowth general ordinances, Martin County Code. In the notice of violation, the respondent was given until December 17th, 2025 to correct the violation and was informed of the need to contact Martin County Code Enforcement upon doing so. I went back to the property on December 29th, 2025, and the violation remained. I took photographs, and the photographs accurately show what I saw then and are marked as County's Exhibits 5 and 6. Still high grass. That's the air conditioner back there.
Huh, okay.
And then there's more high grass on the other side of the property.
I'm sorry. That didn't come through.
Oh, there's more high grass on this other side of the property.
Okay, got it. And
Sorry.
that's Exhibit 6. Good. Thank you.
Since compliance was not achieved and a notice of hearing was issued by certified mail on December 29th, 2025, and is marked as County's Exhibit 7. The return receipt was not received, so on February 2nd, 2026, I posted the property and at the Martin County Administrative Building. The posting photo and the posting affidavit are County's Exhibits 8 and 9. Posting photo.
Okay,
And then the affidavit of posting.
very good.
No call or letter from the property owner was received within the time allowed. Therefore, I went to the property again February 17th, 2026, and saw that the cited violation had not been corrected. At that time, I photographed the property. The photograph accurately shows what I saw then, and they are marked as County's Exhibits 10 and 11.
Is that a hot tub or something out there on the lawn?
It's just like it looks like a cover for the pump
Well, I see that. That's in
Oh.
the foreground, but then beyond that, it looks like there's a hot tub. Maybe. Oops. I wonder what that is. Okay. All right. So I see weeds anyway, and plenty of those.
11 is the other side where the air conditioner was again.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Good. Got it.
Request that all the county's exhibits be received in evidence. Based upon testimony and evidence, I request that the respondent, PJ Alchemia Flow LLC, be ordered to comply with the cited provisions of the Martin County Code by March 31st, 2026. And if not compliance by then, be required to pay a fine in the amount of $100 for every day the violation continues thereafter. The county has incurred a cost in the amount of $575 conducting this investigation and requests that the county be reimbursed this amount at the conclusion of today's hearing. That concludes my testimony.
All righty. Okay, anybody here on behalf of PGA Alchemia Flow LLC? Looking out, seeing no one, without objection, I'll accept into evidence the county's exhibits 1 through 11 in this case, based upon that evidence. And your testimony, I'm going to find that violation as charged does exist on the property in order compliance on or before March 31st, 2026, failing which a fine in the amount of $100 per day will accrue. And I'll further award costs in the amount of $575 to be paid to the county at the conclusion of this hearing. Okay. All right, next is the Benz Estate case. This is ENF 2025-120490. And it is the Charles Benz Estate is the respondent. And Officer Joseph, you got this one?
Yes, sir.
Whenever you're ready.
My name is Michael Joseph, and I've been sworn in. I'm a code compliance investigator for Martin County. The respondent, Charles Benz Estate, is not present. This case concerns the property at 1420 Northeast Haven Lane, Jensen Beach, Florida, 34957 in Martin County, Florida. This case was not generated from anonymous complaint. According to the official records of the property appraiser of Martin County, the property owner is Charles Benz Estate. A copy of the property appraiser's record of ownership is County's Exhibit 1. On December 22nd, 2025, I inspected the property. At the time, I observed high grass and weeds throughout and no site address. A door tag was left to fix the above violations within 14 days. At that time, I photographed the property. The photographs accurately shows what I saw then and are marked as County's Exhibits 2, 3, and 4. There's 2 with the high grass throughout. There's 3. You can see the high grass throughout there and no site address anywhere on the front. And 4 is a closer of the front where you can see the door tag and there's no site address.
Okay.
Based upon the investigation, issued a notice of violation to the Charles Benz Estate on January 12, 2026, marked as County's Exhibit 5. In the notice, I cited the following Martin County Code violations. Section 4.769, Site Addressing, Land Development Regulations, Martin County Code, and Section 67201A, Nuisance Declared Weeds, Undergrowth, General Ordinances, Martin County Code. In the notice of violation, the respondent was given until January 19, 2026 to correct the violations and was informed of the need to contact Martin County Code Enforcement upon doing so. I went back to the property on January 27, 2026, and I observed the violations had not been corrected. At that time, I photographed the property. The photographs accurately show what I saw then and are marked as County's Exhibits 6 and 7. Compliance was not achieved, and a notice of hearing was issued by certified mail on January 28, 2026, and is marked as County's Exhibit 8. The return receipt was not received, so on January 2, 2026, I posted the property and at the Martin County Administration Building. The posting photo and the affidavit of posting are marked as County's Exhibits 9 and 10. The posting photo
Okay.
and the affidavit of posting. No call or letter from the property owner was received within the time allowed. Therefore, I went to the property again on February 17th, 2026, and saw that the cited violations had not been corrected. At that time, I photographed the property. The photographs accurately show what I saw then and are marked as county's exhibits 11 and 12. The high grass remains. Still no site address. I request that all the county's exhibits be received into evidence. Based upon the testimony and evidence, I request that the respondent, Charles Ben's estate, be ordered to comply with the cited provisions of the Martin County Code by March 31st, 2026, and if not in compliance, may then be required to pay a fine in the amount of $100 per violation for every day the violation continues thereafter. The county has incurred a cost in the amount of $575 conducting this investigation, and request that the county be reimbursed this amount at the conclusion of today's hearing. Concludes my testimony.
Okay. Anybody here on behalf of the Charles Benz estate? Seeing no one, without objection, I'll accept into evidence the county's exhibits 1 through 12 in this case. Based upon that evidence and your testimony, I'll find that violations as charged do exist on the property in order compliance on or before March 31st, 2026, failing which a fine in the amount of $100 per violation per day will accrue, and I'll further award costs in the amount of $575 to be paid to the county at the conclusion of this hearing. That's so ordered.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Moving along. Let's see. This is the Francis H. Peary Revocable Trust of 2013. It's ENF 2024-100678. Francis H. Peary Revocable Trust of 2013 as the respondent. And this is a stipulation. And Officer Shanahan, you're going to testify. If you raise your right hand, do you swear or affirm testimony about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Great. Whenever you're ready. What have we got?
My name is Michael Shanahan, and I've been sworn in. I'm a code compliance investigator for Martin County. The respondent, Francis H. Peary, Revocable Trust of 2013, is not present. This case concerns the property at 5090 Southeast Burning Tree Circle, Stuart, Florida 34997 in Martin County, Florida. This case was not generated from an anonymous complaint. This case was originally identified by Martin County Fire Rescue Department as a house damaged in the tornado spawned by Hurricane Milton in October of 2024. According to the official records, the property appraiser of Martin County, the property owner is Francis H. Peary, Revocable Trust of 2013. A copy of the property appraiser's record of ownership is County's Exhibit 1. On November 4th, 2024, I inspected the property. At the time, I observed roof damage. At that time, Martin County Building Department was just documenting and photographing properties damaged by the tornadoes. The photographs accurately show what I saw then and are marked as County's Exhibits 2 and 3. She just shows the roof damage. Just a different angle. Martin County Code Enforcement continued to monitor all properties damaged by the tornadoes for several months and attempted to make contact with homeowners when possible. Based upon the investigation, I issued a notice of violation to Francis H. Peary, Revocable Trust of 2013 on January 22nd, 2025, marked as County's Exhibit 4. In the notice, I cited the following county code violation: Section 21.115, roofs and drainage, General Ordinances, Martin County Code. The notice of violation was sent to the respondent as a procedural process and for documentation purposes only. The respondent was given until February 21st, 2025 to correct the violation and was informed of the need to contact Martin County Code Enforcement upon doing so. We were aware of the residents affected, were waiting on insurance adjusters, insurance checks, and the contractors, and was never meant to pressure respondent. Officer Michael Joseph was assigned the case in April of 2025 and visited the property a couple times to monitor the process of the repairs. The photographs accurately show what he saw then and are marked as County's Exhibits 5 and 6. In early September of 2025, the case was reassigned back to me. I inspected the property on September 8th, 2025, and the photographs accurately show what I saw then are marked as County's Exhibit 7. Excuse me.
Okay, walk me through that.
Okay.
It looks like a lot of those shake single are gone.
Are missing, yeah, and then there's a tarp right here on the back side of the house.
Okay.
I was told by the respondent there is no water coming in, but it just looks bad. After a year of monitoring the property and speaking with the homeowner's son, John Peary, on numerous occasions regarding the situation, and he advised he is still waiting on FEMA and other federally funded organizations who were offering financial help to residents without insurance. Compliance was not achieved, and an amended notice of hearing was issued by certified mail on February 4th, 2026, and is marked as County's Exhibit 8. An amended notice of hearing was issued because of a clerical error. The return receipt was not received. Therefore, on February 4th, 2026, I posted the property in the Martin County Administration Building. The affidavit is marked as County's Exhibit 9. A photograph of the posting is marked as County's Exhibit 10. I spoke with the homeowner's son, John Peary, on February 4th, 2026, and he advised he is in the process of hiring a roof contractor to have the roof replaced and would be applying for a roof permit within the next week. On February 17th, 2026, I spoke with the homeowner's son and power of attorney, John Peary, regarding the violation, and he indicated the repairs wouldn't be cleared up prior to the hearing. Therefore, the respondent entered into a stipulation agreement paying $350 and agreed to come into compliance on or before May 13th, 2026. I request that all the county's exhibits be received into evidence. Based upon the testimony and evidence, I request that the respondent, Francis H. Peary, Revocable Trust of 2013, be ordered to comply with the cited provisions of the Martin County Code by May 13th, 2026, and if not in compliance by then, be required to pay the fine in an amount of $100 per violation for every day the violation continues thereafter. That concludes my testimony.
Okay. All right, and I attached to the STIP that you've presented, I've got the durable power of attorney, which just show that Ms. Peary has named her son, John Robert Peary, as her power of attorney, so that's fine. All right. Okay. All right, so I'm going to find that it is appropriate based upon the evidence submitted, and I'm going to accept into evidence County's Exhibits 1 through 10 in this case. Find that it is appropriate to enter into the agreed order. Note for the record that John Peary has signed on behalf of the Francis H. Peary Revocable Trust of 2013 on behalf of his mother. And that Officer Shanahan, you've signed the stipulation on behalf of the county. And note for the record that the order does require compliance on or before May 13th, 2026, failing which a fine in the amount of $100 per day will accrue, and that $350 in costs have been paid to the county. And I'm going to go ahead and execute the agreed order. Okay.
Thank you.
Good, thank you. All right, let's see. A couple more stipulations, fine reduction stipulations. Ms. Bradley, you're going to handle those?
Yes, sir.
All right, so the next case is case number 120063901. It's the James A. Groves Declaration of Trust and James A. Groves trustee. And I see another name on the stipulation, but we'll go with what we got. You'll tell me where we are. And let me swear you in, if you will. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Okay, whenever you're ready.
Okay. My name is Rachel Spradley, and I've been sworn in. I'm the nuisance abatement coordinator for Martin County. This case concerns the property located at 4458 Southeast Roaring Brook Way, Stuart, in Martin County, Florida. On February 20th, 2013, an order finding violation was issued by the code enforcement magistrate to James A. Groves and Carlton Hunter Sheets for Section 105.1 FBC permits when required, incorporated by Section 21.1 General Ordinances, Martin County Code. So Exhibit 1 is the property appraiser showing that now only Mr. Groves is the property owner.
Okay,
Exhibit 2 is the original order to Mr. Groves and Mr. Sheets
got it.
that was put in place. Compliance was required by April 1st, 2013. On February 5th, 2026, an affidavit of compliance with accrued fines was issued reflecting an outstanding fine in the amount of $117,900 plus cost in the amount of $575. Pursuant to Section 1.98B General Ordinances, Martin County Code, no code enforcement lien shall be reduced to a value less than 10% of the total fine amount or 10% of the value of the property, whichever is less. The portion of the lien attributed to the cost shall not be subject to reduction. James A. Grove, Declaration of Trust, James A. Grove's trustee are the current owners of the property pursuant to a warranty deed recorded in Official Records Book 3261, page 2636, Martin County, Florida, Public Records. Mr. Sheets no longer has any interest in the property.
All right,
Staff has determined that a lien reduction is warranted. The current owners were responsible for the violation, and he has offered to pay the $11,790 plus the $575 in administrative costs, bringing the total to $12,365 total due for the outstanding fines that have accrued.
okay, and he's agreed to pay it within 30 days of the order.
Yes, sir. All right. And
And then failing which, everything reverts.
correct. And just to clear this up, Exhibit 3 is the affidavit of compliance with accrued fines.
Yes,
And then Exhibit 4 was Mr.
request.
Groves' request for fine reduction.
let's just look at that for a sec. Okay. All right, so without objection, I'll accept into evidence the county's exhibits 1 through 4 in this case. And based upon that evidence and the stipulation in front of me, I'll find that it is appropriate to reduce the fine to $11,790 plus cost of $575. That's a total of $12,365 to be
Correct.
paid within 30 days of entry of this order.
Correct.
Okay. All right. There we go. So ordered. And let's see, 30 days. 12,000. What was that? Okay, next is the Landis case, and is case number 17-011-6085. Mitchell Landis is the property owner, and let's see, we've got another fine reduction stipulation. Go ahead.
Okay, my name is Rachel Spradley, and I've been sworn in. I'm the nuisance abatement coordinator for Martin County. This case concerns the property located at 4966 Southeast Primrose Way, Stuart, in Martin County, Florida. On January 17th, 2018, a stipulation order was issued by the code enforcement magistrate to Mitchell Landis for Section 105.1 FBC permits when required incorporated by Section 21.1 General Ordinances, Martin County Code. So Exhibit 1 is the property appraiser. Exhibit 2 is the original stipulation agreement that was put in place. Compliance was required by July 17th, 2018. On November 6th, 2024, an affidavit of compliance with accrued fines was issued reflecting an outstanding fine in the amount of $229,600. Pursuant to Section 1.98B General Ordinances, Martin County Code, no code enforcement lien shall be reduced to a value less than 10% of the total fine amount or 10% of the value of the property, whichever is less. The portion of the lien attributed to cost shall not be subject to reduction. So Exhibit 3 is actually an affidavit of transition. We transitioned this property from being in property maintenance to an unsafe. It was hit by the tornadoes. So we rolled it, but we actually did record the affidavit of compliance with fines also. So you have both. So Exhibit 3 is the affidavit of transition showing that we rolled it from the property maintenance case into the unsafe case.
All right, and basically what that does is it stops the fine.
Correct.
Yeah, okay. For people that are listening, it
Yes, we just transitioned it from one to the other. So staff has determined that a lien reduction is warranted. The respondents were responsible for the violation. However, the county brought the property into compliance by condemning the property and demoing it. The property owners have offered to pay $22,960 to resolve the outstanding fines which have accrued. And exhibit number 5 is the reduction request that came from Colton, who has power of attorney for his
let me
father.
ask you, does that make the county whole?
We have a hard cost lien on the property.
And,
Also.
it's also on the property?
Correct.
For the hard costs?
Correct.
Okay. So this is just the fine component?
Yes.
Okay, and that's important to know because, I mean, obviously, you would want to,
They can't reduce the hard cost fines.
Gotcha.
So that wouldn't come before you. That's just something that has to be paid.
yep, okay, and that's perfect. That's just the way it should be. Okay, good. So I'm going to find that it's appropriate under the circumstances to enter the agreed order in this case, and I'm going to accept into evidence the county's exhibits 1 through 5 in this case, and again, this orders them to make the payment to the county within 30 days, does it?
Yes, sir.
Does that say 30 days? Let me see. Yep. Okay, so the amount to be paid is $22,960,
Correct.
and,
He paid costs at the time of hearing.
okay, and Colton Landis has signed as power of attorney for Mitchell Landis, and you've seen the power of attorney?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So, and I see that both you and he have signed the stipulation. I'm going to go ahead and enter the agreed order, ordering him to make the payment within 30 days. Okay, good. All right. Voila. I see we have lots of minutes.
Yes.
And so we've got the minutes of November 19th, 2025. We have the minutes of December 17th, 2025. We have the minutes of January 21st, 2026, each of which I have reviewed, and we now have them before us for approval. I'm going to go ahead and approve them and sign them today, so I think that's good. We're now all caught up, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great, excellent. Good, anything else to deal with? We've got March 18th as the next hearing. We'll see you all then. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We stand adjourned.